Take the hit, take the hit, take the hit. Welcome back to FPL, Take the Hit. You're here with Mick and Jop. And we are talking game week 28 today, blank game week 28.
Yeah.
We're back with the podcast, Joffy boy. It's another blank game week. It's not a very big one. It's quite a small one. Only 4 teams missing out. But I mean, it is going to cause a bit of chaos in the FPL community, mate.
It is. I mean, it already has. I mean, people are kind of panicking a little bit, but that's why we're here for you, all right? Just to calm you down, just to keep it all nice and level and, give you some beautiful information.
Keep it all in perspective. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Just take it easy, you know?
That's
it's only
it.
4 teams, mate. Maybe you're missing 3 or 4 players, but you know what?
That's all
What's
right.
the name of the podcast? Take the hit. I'm saying, man. Everyone's going to be taking hits this week. If you're not taking a hit this week, you're not playing FPL right.
I tell you, but it's like people that come and to me on Insta and they're just like, oh, you know, like I know the name of your podcast and your YouTube channel is Take the Hit. You know, should I take the hit this week? Like they need that kind of validation that they should be taking the hit, and they're like, yes, you should. Do not free hit this week. It's the wrong time. Yeah, if you've still got it, wait till the game week 31 when it's obviously going to be a whole bunch more blank games. So happy to help. You know, happy to be there.
People must get sick of me on Twitter because anytime I see anyone saying, oh, I'm going to do this for this, I'm going to take out Aguero for Vardy, should I do it for a -4? All I do is just like, take the hit. Just copy paste everybody. Like, come on, man. Just play the game. You know, have a little bit of fun. There's no need. Like, we all take hits in this game. If you don't take a hit in where you're playing FPL, man, come on. You got to take that chance. You got to roll the dice here and there.
Yeah, do you like type in hashtag take the hit and then just go all of copy paste bang 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 to all those little hashtags? You know, like, oh yeah.
No, but I should. I'm going to start doing that. Watch out for that shit. It's happening. All right, mate. Let's get into our game week 27's job. Why don't you take us through it, mate? How'd you go?
All right.
How's your rank looking? What's happening?
What's happening? Look, I got saved by Liverpool yet again. Seems like it keeps happening for a lot of bloody managers, doesn't it? I mean, Liverpool's just this runaway freight train, unbelievable form. But before I get to Liverpool, I got burnt by the Sheffield United double up. They conceded. I was a bit disappointed there, but hey, shit happens. Otherwise, I mean, I barely scraped together a team. It was pretty bad. As in, like, Rico didn't start, Hayden didn't start, Kelly didn't start, so I kind of got a team on the pitch. But Jimenez, he got his goal, which was all right. And Aguero missed his penalty, which I wasn't a fan of. But it's a bit shit there. He went straight. He looked like he's lacking confidence, which is just not Kun-like. But anyway, and we've actually got some news on him that he might be off penalties as well. I think we'll get into that a bit later. But so finishing off, obviously, Salah captain, Mane doing the business with the goal, and Trent was just, this kid is just amazing, isn't he? And he could have got that other assist as well, which would have given him a whole bunch more points for Mane's goal, which was slightly offside. But anyway, 50 points for the week, down to, we moved down a little bit, 4,600 odd, which is still pretty happy with. And so what about yourself, man? How'd you go?
Yeah, not bad. Same deal, really. End up on 56 points for the week. Had a bit of a shocker in the back line. Fernandes and Lundstrom, not doing the business there. Ryan in goal, just stinking out the place.
You love
Obviously,
Ryan.
the Liverpool to contingent. Trent and Salah did their business. Captain Salah. I brought in Fernandes this week for a Son replacement. Very happy with that. I think that's going to be an absolute bandwagon now after his 14 points on the weekend. So, one to look out for there. We'll chat about him a little bit later on. But, De Bruyne didn't do nothing. Grealish again blanked. He might leave my team this week, maybe. Jimenez, Firmino, and Ings up front. Firmino, again, he's just the nearly man. He's the freaking nearly man for Liverpool, and I own him, which is really frustrating.
Did you see that chance he had, that headed chance? It was like at the back post.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. Like, I was surprised he missed it.
Yes, I mean, it's hard to take him out. I mean, people out there that do own Firmino still, I mean, you got to kind of hold him. The pictures for Liverpool are insane. So, I don't know. I don't know how much longer to hold him for, but what I'm thinking is, because if you do still have a wild card right now, like I do, I'm just going to give you a little bit of my brain thinking right now, how it's ticking over. It's just that I'm probably going to hold Firmino until I hit that wild card button, which will probably be reasonably soon, because we should know the outcome of the doubles and the blanks coming up in probably the next few weeks. So when we do know that, I'm probably going to hit that button and just ditch Firmino straight away. But until then, I'm going to hold him. So yeah, that's my little 2 bits of advice out there. I mean, I'm going to hold Firmino for the time being. His stats are decent. He's getting in there, in and around. So in and around, mate. That's where you want to be. Uh, so yeah, I've actually another small green arrow for me up to 16,246. So
Nice.
last week I went up by 50 places. This week I've gone up by about 800. So very tight where I am at the moment. So definitely going to be this week could be the breakout week for players. I mean we're going to jump straight into it, mate. Blank game week 28, Joff. Arsenal, Manchester City, Aston Villa, Sheffield United all miss out this week. So you are holding on to a lot of their assets. You're in a bit of trouble. You're in a bit of strife.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to make some moves to build an 11, basically.
Yeah, it's just I think this week is just really important to kind of look for the future, to see what you can and can't do, or what you should and shouldn't do. Like, so it's just like some simple kind of moves. Like, I mean, it's at the same time, it's hard to kind of dissect it when you're like, okay, Manchester City, do they have a double game week in game week 29? That's something that I'm not sure if we're going to know by the end of this actual game week before the deadline, which that's why I'm going to be holding my transfer right up until that. It's actually an early deadline, by the way. But
yeah, it's true. Well, there is a small chance that we will have information prior to game week 28 deadline. Small chance. But it's more likely that it comes out after the deadline.
Of course.
Whether or not the Chelsea versus City game drops in to game week 29 as a double game week for both Chelsea and Manchester City.
So, I mean,
in 29.
Just saying that, though, I want to give people a bit of my thinking as well. Like, I've got Aguero, and I will definitely, even if they kind of get locked in for a double game week in 29, I will get rid of him most likely for Vardy anyway. Like, I will be most likely bringing Vardy in. I've got a feeling about Vardy this week anyway, but we'll talk about that later. But it's just one thing that, I don't know, like having that money tied on a bench for one game week, I just don't like it, to be honest. But
it's just not Joff-like.
It's just not Joff-like, is it? Let's be honest. I'll take a hit to bring him back if I have to.
I'm going to go the complete other way in this one, Joff. If I found out that Aguero had a double game week in 29, there's no way I would transfer him out. I'd hold him. I'd play freaking Hayden if I had to for 0 points.
Man, I think this is my issue is that I've got like no bench anymore. My bench does not exist. My bench is just they're gone, man. They're on vacation. So I look, at the end of the day, look, if the double game week did get slotted in, maybe I'd be tempted, let's be honest. But I mean, it's just kind of looking at it, and like Sheffield United, for example, obviously you look at someone like Lundstrom, and obviously he's lost his place. You probably got to get rid of him now. You know, I think it's time. And like you're talking about with Grealish as well, you know, they haven't got the best fixtures, so maybe it is time to move him on as well. So there's just a bit of insight there to who to get rid of, because I feel like I've seen a few people that sent me their teams that all they need to do is just fix up their players that don't play. Like, they can take out 2 players that actually don't play, but they've got a bit of money tied up in them. So it's just like, well, downgrade him and you can upgrade him. So you've got 2 moves, you've got -4, and you've got a full 11, and you can bench De Bruyne, you can bench whoever you want, basically, your Sheffield players, whatever. So yeah, just a bit of thinking there anyway.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people are going to be doing this week, if you're smart, you can, you've probably got 2, pretty rubbish bench defenders there. Like, for example, for my own team, I got Kelly sitting on the bench, and I got Lundstrom on the bench. That Kelly and Lundstrom both out of favour. A lot of people have Rico, these type of players. So it's literally, if you can do some budget transfers there, move say Kelly to Roman Saiz, for example, all of a sudden you've got a playing defender there. Sure. These type of moves. Or even if you move, like say I'm looking and thinking about moving Lundstrom to Bowley as my move, because I've got the money to do it. That type of move where that way I can, if I want, I can bench Grealish, I can bench De Bruyne. I don't have to transfer them out. And I can field an 11 by just literally using some budget defenders to make up that 11 for this week.
I think that's smart. It's very smart. So it's literally all the advice I've been given to people on Insta and on YouTube is just, if you don't need to make the moves, you don't want to get rid of the players, don't. Like De Bruyne, for example, like I would never get rid of that guy for the rest of the season, especially since I think we're going to break it. We'll break the news now. He's on penalties. Is that right, Mick? He's on penalties?
Yeah, so I've heard the news that apparently KDB, he's come out and said, listen, he's happy to take pens if the need arises. Obviously, they've been a bit lackluster in front of goal when it comes to that 6-yard penalty line, mate. Jesus has missed them, Aguero's obviously missing them as now. So KDB is happy to step up, mate. He's it's about time, about bloody time, mate. Like,
man.
Even De Bruyne, mate, just get out there. I mean, he'll probably curl it into the left corner, mate. The keeper's going to have no chance. So
Exactly.
I reckon it's a masterstroke if it actually does happen. So, and it maybe really makes him a captain option, especially if they get a double game week in 29, Joel.
Oh wow, far out. Can you imagine that? Just right on cue. All right, he's on pens. All right, give him my captaincy. He goes and gets bloody like 30 odd points. Who knows? No, looking forward.
But even so, we talk about like maybe Arsenal, Joff. So bring up Arsenal this blank game week. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people out there with Aubameyang. So there's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of movement for people ditching Aubameyang, ditching Aguero, Joff. I mean, if you look at the most transferred out players at the moment, Aguero sits on top. He's been transferred out by 200,000. So people are not happy to leave all that money. Sitting on their bench. Obviously, it didn't help Aguero that he got 0 points. But conversely, you look at Aubameyang, Joe. You know how many people have transferred him out?
How many?
Don't worry about how many. Worry about how many people have transferred him in. 125,000.
What? No. 125,000.
125,000 have transferred him in.
Do they
and
look
maybe
at the
about 41,000 of them thought, oh my God, he doesn't play this week. Maybe I'll transfer him out.
Oh my God, no way. I mean, I looked ahead and their fixture's actually really good. They got West Ham at home, Brighton away, Southampton away, Norwich at home after they blank. But they blank. Like, I mean, Orba, if you owned Orba, taking him out right now, I don't know if I could do it. He's out, he's in form and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, bringing him in is just, okay. Thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah, I know. So that's the thing. Like people are going to be moving these players out, but I think, like you said, Orba is one you could bench. I think, obviously De Bruyne for me, he's just a mainstay. You're going to want him back anyway, so I'm definitely going to bench him. Now it brings up probably the last one that we're going to talk about when it comes to taking these players out for blank game week 28, Jack Grealish, Joe. So he's probably the best budget midfielder in the game. His stats are up there, literally just under Salah's stats. He's great stats over the last 4.
You love Jack. I love it.
It's crazy how good this guy is. But I'm man, my point of view, I'm thinking of taking him out.
Here we go.
I'm thinking of taking him out. He's done nothing but good things for my team. The thing that I don't like is his fixture run in for the end of the season is pretty bad. Like if you look at even the next few fixtures, he's got Leicester away, Chelsea at home. Then he's got Newcastle, Wolves, not too bad. Liverpool, United, then Palace, Everton, Arsenal. So, I mean, he ends the last 4 game weeks are good. Palace, Everton, Arsenal, West Ham, pretty good. But the next 7 games, pretty bad. So I think there is a case to jumping off Jack Grealish. Now, in saying that, the replacements for Jack Grealish drop. There's not too many good ones out there, I mean, he's struggling for replacements, especially at his price point, because at the moment, what is he, 6'7", I think he is? I picked him up super cheap, but now he's 6'7". So, if you were thinking of moving him on, depending on what you're going to get for him and depending on when you brought him in, my selling value for Jack Grealish is only 6.4. So there's not much moving space there. But in saying that, there's a great replacement job, and you're going to tell me all about him because you're bigging up the Leicester train.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving Leicester this week. I really think that it's time. The fixtures have changed. Just the weather's changed in Leicester, in old Leicester town. It's going to happen now. It's going to start to happen. They lost to City. They've got that out the way. They've got that loss out, and they lost, with dignity. It was 1-0. But so I just think that it's time Leicester pick up their game. They're in this position of just madness. How did they find themselves there? They've been out of form for a while. They're there. They're going to make the Champions League. It's going to happen. So it's time. And the player that you're talking about is Harvey Barnes here. And I think that, he's got 3 goals in his last 4 starts. I know that he didn't start against Manchester City, but that was because Brendan Rodgers was trying to contain City. So forget that game. He's going to start the next game. I hope anyway. He better. But because I'm going to be bringing him in. So I think Harvey Barnes is one to look at. He's been probably their best player in these kind of bad patch that they've had. So I can really see Leicester just doing some business in the next coming weeks, Mick.
All right. I'm still not convinced with Leicester, to be honest. I mean, this Norwich game is a massive springboard for them to actually prove themselves again. So I can imagine them doing it, but I'm not convinced. For me, if you've got a bit of loose change lying around, or if you are going to cash in your Aguero or Aubameyang chips, and you do want to move Jack Grealish out and use that money to upgrade him, the prime candidate for replacement is Bruno Fernandes. We saw what he can do. Non-penalties for United. He's just absolutely damaging in that midfield. And we've seen what he can do over the last few weeks. And it's only been 3 weeks this guy's been in the league, and he's already created 7 chances. He's had 10 goal attempts. He scored a goal, obviously. He's had 2 shots in the box, 4 on target. These are great stats, Joff. They're in the top 5 of any midfielder in the game over the last 4 game weeks. So that's great for a new boys coming in, the noob of United. He's come in, and to do this, I'm very impressed. Colour me impressed.
Impressed. He
Fernand
says
is definitely a good replacement for him. Another one that I'm gonna big up, someone who I'm probably gonna bring in this week, is Richarlison.
Yeah.
Mate. We've seen what this guy can do. He's more than capable of banging in the goals. And the thing I love about him is under Ancelotti, he's looking amazing, mate. He's just getting into the box. He's just absolutely damaging. Just providing that that foil for Calvert-Lewin up front.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
working.
Perfect, exactly.
It's working well. I come with Angelotti, I can't believe it. Angelotti's a bloody legend. He's an Italian bloody genius. But to turn Everton into this kind of team that, you got to look at. You've got to look at now. Even, in there, got a shit run of fixtures and a little bit in the next few weeks. But there's still someone you got to look at. You got to keep an eye on. So I'm impressed. And actually, before we finish with the blanks, I got to quickly finish with Sheffield, because I know that a few people have asked me about what I'm going to do with Henderson, because I've got Henderson in goal. Most likely, I'm playing with 10 men this week. I don't think I'm going to take him out. I'm just going to let that be. I'm going to have him on the bench. I'm going to have Button be playing, so maybe Button will get some minutes for me. He won't, but
you're not going to take a hit, mate.
I'm taking a hit. I'm definitely taking a hit. Of course I'm taking a hit, but I need to field an 11, and to field an 11, I've already got 2 free transfers to take out Aguero and to take out Hayden, because Hayden doesn't play all of a sudden, and all of a sudden I've got to take out Rico as well, who didn't start. So I'm going to bring in a defender most likely. So, so all of a sudden, if I took a -8, I could bring in a keeper. But I mean, the keeper's going to get me. I looked at bloody how many clean sheets there could be this week. There's going to be not many. I can't see there being many, to be honest. So I'm going to be playing with 10 men. So I'm going to keep Henderson, and just want to put that out there as well.
That brings up a good point, Joff. So how many players is enough to field in this blank game week 28? So you've already said to me, you're fielding 10, mate. You're going one man down. You already got a red card in the books, mate. That's fine. I appreciate that.
You got 0.
I get that.
I didn't get any negatives for my red card.
Now, the thing is, in your situation, having Henderson as a goalkeeper, I would personally not take a -4 for a goalkeeper in a blank game week, even though it's only really a -2 if you think about it, because Henderson's, what's he going to do? He's going to get you 0 points, yeah? So if your goalkeeper gets you 2 points, then you're only down 2 points on the deal. So realistically, if you want to look at it in mathematical terms, it's only a -2 really hit to get rid of Henderson. But the problem is you're going to want Henderson back, aren't you? Exactly
right. And they still got a couple of good fixtures before. That's the thing is, because there's most likely going to be a wild card in the next few weeks as well. I know that he plays his parent club in game week 31, so obviously I know he can't play that game, but there's still a few games in between there, and there's still, obviously, we're going to know a bit more about wild carding and all this kind of stuff. So if that was a factor, if I wasn't in the wild carding frame of mind, then obviously I'd be taking a hit, or I'd be doing something there. But I don't know. I'm being a bit cute here, and I'm gonna kind of chance my bench in the bastard and see how we go.
Yeah, very nice, mate. Very cute of you, Joffy boy. Well, yeah, I think, when it comes to a goalkeeper, I can understand you not taking the hit to do it. I can understand it, but at the same time, I'm looking at a -8 this week. I could potentially do it.
Nice.
I only need to take a -4 to actually field 11. Which I'm definitely going to do. I'm definitely taking a hit this week. Take the hit. But I might do a -8 to have a better 11. I might do it just because of that. Like I said, I like that in my brain. I like it to say it's not actually a -8. It's a -4. It's all it is. All I gotta do is make up 4 points, because if they don't get that, my players that aren't going to play, they're getting 0.
It's true. No, I like that.
At least 2 appearances.
Putting that out there is good as well. I'm with you all the way. It's very, very important.
Awareness, mate. It's all about the awareness.
It's good.
Yeah, well, all right, mate. Well, let's move on to some Leicester and Wolves assets, Joff. So we know that the Leicester and the Wolves, they've got some interesting fixtures coming up, some very nice ones. Especially you've been bigging up Leicester yourself.
Yeah, so we just spoke about Leicester, I guess, before. So maybe we'll finish the job there. So I mean, like I said, Norwich away, Villa at home, Watford away, Brighton at home. So at least in the next 3 anyway. I just like the Norwich and Villa game. So obviously we're talking about Barnes, Vardy. So Vardy, obviously, he's been in horrific form. Horrific. it's been a while. Let's be honest. It's been 7 game weeks that he's actually played and he hasn't scored a goal. So yeah, it's a long time for Jamie Vardy. But saying that, away from home, this one's just for all those people that are like, hang on a minute, away from home, 8 goals in his last 7 games, Mick. That's it.
Interesting.
I like that stat. I think that stat's amazing.
It's a nice stat. I like that boulder. But the thing is, it's the perfect case of form versus fixtures here, Joff. Leicester have got no form. The form's gone. Where's the form? Oh, it's gone. But these fixtures are tasty. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I know you're probably going to bring in like 3 Leicester assets this week. I get it. but you know, Norwich are no pushovers at home at Carrow Road. Carrow Road's a bit of a like a. I'm not going to say a fortress, but I'm going to say like a canary cage. With, you know, maybe like a little moat around it. So it's not a fortress, but it's kind of like a little castle.
I just think this game is just set up for Jamie Vardy to be on the breakaway scoring goals, man, because you're right. You know, Canary's actually been good at home. So I can see them having a good crack at home. And that's why I'm playing Cantwell this week as well. I think there will be goals maybe at both ends. But at the same time, I'm saying that Vardy will be at the other end banging in goals. Look, this is just, again, you know, we've been playing this game for how many years, and I always feel like when there's players that are due, I feel like Vardy's due.
All right, man. Well, his wife was due not long ago, and he hasn't scored a goal since then. So
That's pretty good.
Say it, mate. I'm not a believer yet, but you know what? I'm probably going to be proved wrong in this Norwich game. It is Norwich in the end, so yeah, we'll see. What happens.
You believe me when I said that?
I'm on the Wolves train here, Joffy. I'm a Wolves man. I'm a Wolf Pack. Don't turn your back on the Wolf Pack because that's who has the best fixtures for me. I know they got Tottenham the next game away, which is fair enough. But then after that, Brighton, West Ham, Bournemouth and Villa. Just some great fixtures in there for the Wolves players. And we've got some great Wolves assets out there. There's too many. There's too many at the moment for me. I mean, yeah, we're all of a sudden, Jota's in the equation, Joe. Where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, a hat-trick in the Europa League was just like, hey, I'm here still. And then he probably should have scored a hat-trick in this game as well, eh? Hit the post.
Yeah, lots of that post. Yeah. Just gifting Jimenez a goal.
Yeah, thanks for that.
But I mean, it's great. It's great news, mate. Jota being back is great news. Not so much good news for Traore.
Yeah.
Because it kind of diminishes his role in the team because Jota playing alongside Jimenez kind of takes away from what Traore has brought to, you know, basically FPL and this Wolves team over this actual season. But in saying that, you know, Jota up front, 6.1 million, he's a great option if you're looking for someone a bit cheap, maybe a replacement for Aguero or Aubameyang. Look no further. And obviously Doherty all of a sudden getting an assist, clean sheet. You got Roman Saiz, you got Bowley. That's it really in Jimenez. I guess those are your Wolves assets that you can think about. And man, I'm looking. I was definitely looking at Traore this week personally as a Grealish replacement, but I've gone off it because of Jota. Thank you, Jota.
Thank you,
but now I'm looking at either Bowley or Doherty, depending on which way it falls. I'd rather Doherty obviously for the attacking returns, but Bowley if I just want someone that going to hold up the defense, because this defense obviously is great with Bowley in there as well. So. Wolves players, mate. I'm bigging them up this week.
I'm with you, man. And Doherty last week, wow, like he was so close to getting just a ridiculous double-digit haul because he got the assist already. He was already on bonuses, but he had that chance that I think it was it was obviously cruel off the line, like just an amazing save. So he would probably got an extra 6 points, but who knows how many more, maybe an extra bonus or 2 or something like that as well. So I just think that. Doherty is coming into his element, 6, 6, and 10 in his last 3 game weeks. So, fixture, maybe a bit of fixture proof there as well. It doesn't matter who he's coming up against. So, I'm definitely looking at him as well. He's someone I'm definitely, he was my kind of, either Barnes or him was my kind of move. That's who I was looking at. So, most likely it will be Barnes, but Doherty is just great option.
5 chances created in the last 4, Mr. Doherty. 2 successful crosses, 6 goal attempts. He's up there, mate. He's had the 3rd most goal attempts of any defender. Only 3 behind Trent. So good stats, mate. And I think I can hear him. Job, can you hear him? Doherty drums, man.
The Doherty drums. Well, last season we used to say don't bench Doherty because Doherty was like so cheap. So we said don't bench him. But this season it's just the Doherty drums, man. He's earned his drums, man. What a beast. I love him.
Beautiful, mate. All right, mate. Let's go into our Undertaker of the week. We've got Mr. The Sporting One _ FPL is written into us with a massive Undertaker this week. So thank you for writing in, mate. Big up to FPL Lewis for giving us the nod on this one too. Thanks, mate. So he's written in. It's a big. He's got a big win, lads. He's got a big win. So he brought in. He's brought in Bruno Fernandes, 14 points there. Brought in Bowley as well and Jimenez. A bit of Wolves loving in there. Got himself some 25 points from those guys. Now he took out Aguero. Big call, take out Aguero for that 0-pointer.
Hold on.
Took out Grealish, so he's preempting the blank game.
He's done well,
and he's taken out Holgate. So those three ended up with 6 points. So he ended up 19 points up on the deal. That's a good
Undertaker.
So at @1_sporting, mate. Big up yourself. Well done. Great Undertaker for this week. Thank you for writing in. Anyone out there that does want to take you? I know there's going to be lots of hits this week. I expect to be inundated with Undertakers this week. All right. Absolutely inundated from Twitter. So please send them in. I'm going to pick out the best one and you're going to get a shout out on the podcast next week.
I like it. Yeah, no, should be some good hits next week for sure. And you may be taking a -8 as well. You might be that guy as well. You never know.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I have the balls, the absolute audacity to take a -8. That'd be nice of me. All right, mate. Let's move on to some questions. So we've got a few questions here from the community. All right. So we've got LFC Forever wants to know Bruno Fernandes or Richarlison. Joffy boy, what do you think?
Yeah, Fernandes for me. It's he's on penalties, on free kicks. He's playing for the Manchester United team, attacking midfield. Say no more. What about you?
Like it. Yep. I'm going to go Fernandes as well. He's hard to go past. That's why I brought him in last week. He's not going anywhere. All right. Kyle Dynamite Dons would like to know, is Traore benching an issue? Who's the best cheaper mid to move to? All right. Well, we touched on this. Yes, I think it's an issue. I think he's going to have reduced minutes now that Jota's back in the team. But where to go, Joff? I think we've spoken about this as well. I think Harvey Barnes is probably a prime candidate.
It's a good one. Yeah, I think it's a good one. Harvey Barnes is probably the best one.
All right. Akvan sent in. He wants to know Jota, Jimenez, or Saiss for blank game week 28. Oh, that's a big question, isn't it, mate?
Jota, Jimenez, or Saiss?
Go with the reliability, or do you go with the defender? That's a tough one. What are you thinking?
Jimenez. He's proven. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm going to say Jimenez as well. If you want to go a bit left field, you want to go Jota, do it because, he's just literally no one owns him and be a massive left field option there.
Yeah.
Good differential there. But otherwise, if you want just proven, you're definitely going to go with Jimenez, definitely.
Why not?
I like that, mate. All right, Joff. Well, we're going to touch on, as we're talking about this, we're talking about Lundstrom replacements too, mate. So it is time for Lundstrom to go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I just want to touch on this just real quickly. Bowley, Saiss, mate. These two guys, obviously we're talking about the Wolves' defense. They're really good replacements for Lundstrom, especially with the fixtures they do have coming up. If you can stretch Doherty's a good option. But of course, who's your replacement for Lundstrom, Joe? I'm sure it's from Leicester.
I was looking at a couple of Leicester options. I mean, like I said, their run, I don't think they will keep it clean against Norwich. Who knows? They might though. But I think Soyuncu or even Evans are good options to look at as well.
Yeah, I knew you go to Leicester. I just knew it. You're sick.
You're sick,
man. All right, mate. Well, what about Danny Ings, Josh? So I've only owned this guy for 2 game weeks. He scored me a goal and a blank. But if you look over the last 4, he's only completed 190 minutes in the last 4 game weeks. So, yeah, it's a bit unnerving, really, for Hassan Hutel, what he's been doing to poor Danny Ings.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember when he got benched in that game against Crystal Palace and he only played 20 minutes. That was the kind of the beginning of like, okay, you're not giving him his. He doesn't need to be rested. He's in this moment where he's just firing on all fronts. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe give him the start, take him off early, like start doing what Pep did with Aguero. Learn from Pep's little old methods there. Take him off in the 66th minute, win the game, and then take him off. So I think that, him reducing his minutes there. And then against Liverpool, I remember that game against Liverpool. Yeah, probably might sound crazy, but he took him off in the 69th minute. Liverpool was starting to open up. The game was done. They're up 3 or 4-0. They started to get chances, and he took him off, and he's taken him off against Villa as well when there started to be a lot more open game as well. So I think that Hustle Hoodles is a contributor here, but I'd stick by Ings. I think that he's got a hard head, and he'll turn it around.
Yeah, his next 3 are nothing to sniff at too. West Ham, Newcastle, Norwich. So there's no need to get rid of Ings. Don't panic. I'm going to hold him. And I think people that have had him for a long time, you got to hold him too.
Oh, yeah.
He was always going to hit this slump where he just stopped scoring every single week. So it's fair enough. Just let it be. I mean, it's obviously thanks to Hasenhüttl and reducing his minutes. So, well, I reckon if he gets 90 minutes in the next game, why not? He's going to score some goals.
Well, look, actually, before we finish that as well, I've got to finish with Hasenhüttl. Maybe Hasenhüttl's doing the best thing possible. Maybe I'm giving him a hard time for no reason because he's obviously kept him fit. At the end of the day, he's kept him fit. He's kept him on the field. He's given us this opportunity to own him still. So I just want to put that out there. So maybe big up Hasenhüttl as well.
True. All right, Josh, should we talk about this Liverpool team that have easily won the league?
Do we have to? They're too good. What else can we say but they're too good, man?
I can't believe what they did on the weekend. Like, bringing that back against West Ham was fantastic, what they did there. It just shows that how, I mean, they don't need to show us anymore. It's just stop at Liverpool. Just lose the game or something. We don't need to know. We know how good you guys are. It's insane.
That's what Klopp does. Klopp goes, all right, guys, go out there. Just, get a lead and then let it be for a bit. Let them score a couple of times and then, hey, we'll come back and win. What do you think? Let's do that. Yeah. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy what they're doing there. But I mean, it was interesting to see them concede 2 goals, Joff. This Liverpool team is impregnable in the end. So it's interesting. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, if you look at the actual FPL community right now, there's probably 3 camps. There's idiots like me who own Firmino and Salah and Trent. Obviously, it's always Salah and Trent. Then there's the smart people who I think own Salah, Mane, and Trent. I think that's probably the best option. A lot of money tied up in that, but probably the best option. And then there's people that own 2 defenders, either Robbo VVD or VVD Trent, one of those combinations, and then either one of Salah or Mane. So there's 3 camps here, mate. And I mean, it's all much of a muchness, really. I mean, the way that it always seems to fall, I don't know. I'm not sure which way is the best way to go, but I think probably Mane and Salah.
I think you're right. Mane and Salah probably is the right, not the right one. It's just like, you might get a little bit extra points, but it's very balanced, man. Like, if you own 2 Liverpool defenders for the last how many game weeks, they kept keeping it clean. So just because they conceded for 1 week, don't just go and be like, oh, I'm gonna ditch one of them. They copped 1 game, you know what I mean? And I know they conceded against Atletico as well in the Champions League, but they've been so good to you. That's why it's good to reward your players. So I think it's all much of a much. It's even in your camp, the Firmino. Like, Firmino had chances on the weekend. He gets one of them, all of a sudden maybe gets bonuses. Who knows what happens? So it's just, I think that you just own 3 Liverpool. That's it. Doesn't matter who.
I'm just looking at it now. So currently I've got 30 million tied up in Liverpool players.
Damn.
Now, Jockey Boy, you're going to have
much more than that.
You're going to have more than that because Salah's up to 12.8 million now. And Mane, what's Mane worth? Mane is up to 12.3.
32.7.
So, it's not much more though. So
32.7 I've got.
32, yeah, exactly.
It's like a third of my team.
Yeah, but if you look at it though, like it's only literally an extra 3 million to own. Obviously, Mane, we know that, but it's not that much more to have probably the best combination. Yeah. So yeah, it's toughy for me. I like the flexibility of not owning Mane, not having that extra premium. It's helped me to boost the rest of my team. It's going to help me this week, especially because I got freaking 3.5 million in the bank. But in saying that, I mean, I'm every time Mane gets close to goal, he scores, and I'm always scared of not owning him. So it's annoying there, but no, I mean, obviously you got to own 3 of these players, and yeah, don't get cold feet about the defense. That's probably going to be my way to go when I wildcard. I probably will go with 2 defenders. I'll probably just bring in Robertson, and just keep Salah and just avoid Mane and just hope Mane doesn't go nuts. But it doesn't matter, man. He's going to go nuts. The only way to not get scared of Liverpool is to own both Salah and Mane.
That's it, man. That's it. It's fun. It's fun being in this camp, having Salah and Mane. It's like, just do whatever. Just both score. I don't care. Everyone have fun. Oh, shit. Just win 4-0.
Just go out there and have fun, guys.
Just go out there and have some fun. Oh, shit.
All right, Job. We've got to touch on Chelsea. Just quietly.
Do you want to, really, though? Do you want to?
Yeah, well, we won. We beat Spurs. It was nice to get that victory. Giroud scoring a goal, Alonso scoring a goal. We looked great. We looked dynamic in that game. And then we got spanked by Bayern Munich, which kind of took all the fun out of it. And I'm not even thinking about bringing Chelsea players. But I mean, in saying that, I think Alonso is an option for people that out there that are thinking Chelsea defense. Would you agree?
I think so, especially after his red card in the Champions League. At the same time, I mean, I'm looking at Alonso. I was looking at Alonso as well. I'm just thinking Lampard's just too. You just don't know what Lampard's going to do. Emerson's on the bench there. You don't know if he's going to kind of play him for a couple of weeks and then not play him. But I love Alonso, man. If he was a starter every week, I would consider him 100%.
He's played 2 games in the last 10 game weeks, Joff, he's got an 11 and an 8
Come
points
on,
in
just
those
start
2
him,
games.
Lamps. I mean, is he
He's got
playing
an assist and
FPL?
a goal.
Lamps clearly isn't playing FPL. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm a Chelsea fan, devout. I love them, but I haven't owned a Chelsea player since I sold Abraham when he got that injury, and I can't even go back to my own team right now. It's just the inconsistency from Lampard. He's just changed the formation. He's playing Caballero instead of Kepa. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. So I'm staying away, and I'd recommend other people stay away for the time being until it settles. Maybe if we get a double game week in 29, you can consider a Chelsea player, but I don't know, man. Maybe Mason Mount. You know, it's just too much risk. Abraham's not starting. Giroud's up front. I don't know what's going on.
Chelsea. I knew we shouldn't have gone here. Take it to a dark place.
So cold. So cold. Oh man. But anyway, that's enough about Chelsea, buddy. Let's round this pot off, Joff. Let's get into our captains and transfers for blank game week 28. We've touched on it a little bit, Joff. So take me through it, Joff. Who you got?
So most likely I'll be doing Jamie Vardy and Barnes for Hayden and Aguero. That's most likely what my move will be. If I was to change that, it'd be bringing in Doherty instead of Barnes. I'm not sure. Look, I reckon about 90% on Barnes, but look, I don't know. I'll wait for the press conference, all that kind of thing, so see what happens. And captain, I mean, I've just got to stick with my main man, Mo, Mr. Salah. That's it, man.
So you're only making 2 transfers. I thought you were making 3.
Oh, yeah, true. I am making 3. There you go. My third transfer. Yeah, so my third transfer is basically a cheap defender, just anything I can afford. So it might be Saïs, but it most likely will have to be Lascelles because if I wait for people going up and down, if I wait for the very end, I'll most likely will get priced out of Fernandez. So I'll probably be Lascelles, I reckon, will be my last transfer for Kelly to get to actually field an 11 or field a 10.
So you're gonna take the blonde or the brunette? Because I'll take anything. All right, cool, man. I know you're scraping the barrel, buddy. Yeah,
I am scraping the barrel.
You're a bit of a barrel scraper, Joff.
Love scraping the barrel, man.
All right, no, that's cool. Okay, I appreciate that. You're going full Leicester.
Lascelles is like the biggest barrel scraper of all at the moment this season, I reckon.
Very bold, Joff. Going full Leicester. I get it. Well, for me, I'm probably gonna. The captaincy is currently on Mo Salah. Obviously, it seems like a Mo Salah kind of week. There's not much else really to go for when you look at it. So yeah, Mo looks like my captaincy as well. Transfers for me, I've touched on a bit earlier. It will. Most likely, I'm going to be saying goodbye to Jack Grealish and bringing in Richarlison as a fourth midfielder. And then it looks like either Kelly or Lundstrom's going to have to go. I'm not sure which way yet. They're both not really playing. I mean, one of them will go. It doesn't really matter which one because I'm probably going to be bringing in Roman Saiss or Bowley, one of those two, and they're well affordable for me as well. So one of those two will be coming into my team alongside Richarlison for game week 28, mate.
Nice. I like it.
That's it. All right, let's do a quick roundup of the leagues before we go, mate. So I'll jump into the Take the Hit Public League. So we've got Unchanged at the top, mate. Charlie King, me, myself, and I, we're just absolutely slaying it, sitting on top spot. But right behind him, hot on his tail, is Deepak Shakur. Probably, I think it's like Tupac Shakur's cousin. He's sitting right behind him with his name, Maratha ha ha ha. Hopefully he's laughing at Maratha because that would make a lot of sense.
Oh, shit.
So he's sitting right behind him by 1 point, which is fantastic, mate. Great, really tight at the top. And then 5 points behind him is Sam Oz FPL, who's literally, I think he got top spot 2 weeks ago. He's lost it straight away. Sorry, Sammy boy. But yeah, keep hanging in there, mate. Fourth spot, Headhunters, Chris O'Donnell. And fifth spot is Blee Blue. Which is Mr. Gupta. I can't pronounce that. Yeah, all right. That's the top 5 from our Take the Hit Public League. I'll take us on to our Take the Hit Patreon League. So we've got our top 5 in the Patreon League. We've got Mr. FPL Lewis sitting in top spot, just slaying it. Top 1K. Well done, mate.
Well done.
Joffy boy, you are sitting in second. I am in third spot. Fourth spot, we have Hillmount Rovers, and fifth, we have Dynamite Dons.
Well done, boys. Yeah, and obviously with the Take the Hit Patreon Squad League, we've got Lewis Hughesy. He's top of the league in 2 of them. I love it. So Lewis Hughesy, want to touch my tip in top spot. Al Babar in second, and FPL Sexy in third there. So well done, boys.
Fantastic, mate. All right, well, I'm going to do a quick Patreon shout-out before we end the pod. So anyone out there doesn't know what Patreon is, it's just a support service. If you want to give us some support for the pod, we obviously put out all these podcasts for free. So we do have a lot of patrons out there that do, say thank you. It's just a way to say thank you to us guys. And we obviously appreciate it. It keeps us going, helps us to advertise the pod and get our name out there a bit more. And obviously big up our YouTube channel as well. So shout out to all our pod members: Alec Maz, Anthony Ferrelli, Bradley Emmett, Brendan McGoldrick, David Jerob, Fede Al-Baba, Gary Warwood, Ivan Kovacevic, Justin Gauchi, Kyle Brett, Lewis Hughes, Patrick Carney, Stephen Mashishko, Sahir Hamid, and Zach. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. We love you guys.
That's it. And you mentioned David Power as well, yeah?
Did I miss David Power?
I don't know.
I must have missed David Power. My apologies. David Power as well.
Just make sure we're getting that in there as well.
Mate, there's always one.
There's always one, isn't there? There's always one. And for all the patrons, if we ever miss you, we're so sorry. It's just sometimes we've got like old information in front of you. It's bad. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. It's strange that David didn't come up on the actual, literally on the site. So, okay, his payment got declined. That's why he didn't come up. Sorry, David. All good, mate. Yeah, you're still a patron. We love you, mate.
Oh, shit. That's great. Oh, we do. We love him.
All right, mate. Well, that's it, Joe. That's it. That'll round up the show. Thank you very much for joining me, Joffy boy. Hope everyone out there enjoyed the pod. As we say at FPL, take the hit. Always remember to stay positive. Good luck in the blank game week 28.
Keep chasing them green arrows, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys. Ciao.
Take the hit. Take the